I think you have talked it, it is passionate, enlightened.
There are lives that shine in public yet hide storms behind closed doors. Pastor Rick Warren, known to millions for his wisdom, leadership, and best-selling books, has inspired people to find purpose and hope. Yet beneath the global recognition and heartfelt sermons, his life has been marked by profound personal challenges, grief, and illness. From the quiet streets of Ukiah, California, to the worldwide influence of Saddleback Church, Rick's journey is one of faith, resilience, and unwavering service. His story reminds us that even those who guide others through life's toughest moments are not immune to hardship themselves. Early life and family foundations. Rick Warren was born Richard Dwayne Warren on January 28, 1954 in San Jose, California, and raised in Ukiah, a small town known more for vineyards than megachurches. His father, Jimmy Warren, was a humble Baptist minister and carpenter, dedicating his life to building churches and helping struggling communities. His mother, Dot Warren, a librarian, nurtured a love for reading and curiosity about the world. Together, they created a home where faith was lived, not just taught. Rick grew up observing his father's devotion, hearing prayers offered with tears, and learning that service to others was a core value. These early experiences instilled in him the principles of commitment, compassion, and vision, which later became the foundation of his ministry. From a young age, Rick absorbed the rhythms of ministry. He watched his father travel from town to town, repairing church roofs, fixing pews, and delivering sermons to congregations often struggling with more than just faith. Witnessing this daily devotion shaped Rick's understanding of what it meant to serve others selflessly. He learned that leadership is not about recognition or wealth, but about the impact made on people's lives. The balance of practical labor and spiritual guidance demonstrated by his parents taught him humility, persistence, and the importance of building something meaningful, lessons that would guide him throughout his life. Adolescence and early leadership. Even as a teenager, Rick Warren displayed an unusual sense of direction. While other teens focused on distractions and popularity, he spent hours studying theology, leadership, and the Bible. His curiosity and determination led him to mentor classmates and lead Bible studies at school. By his senior year at Ukiah High School, he had already established the Fishers of Men Club, the first Christian group on campus, during a time of cultural change and societal upheaval. This bold step highlighted his willingness to stand apart and follow his convictions, even when it meant taking risks or facing uncertainty. Rick's early leadership was not just about ambition, it was about empathy and understanding. He recognized the needs of those around him and sought ways to provide guidance and support. His initiatives were practical as well as spiritual, aimed at helping peers navigate questions of purpose, morality, and belonging. These formative years taught him that leadership requires courage, vision, and the ability to inspire others, qualities that would later define his pastoral career. It was also a period where he developed resilience, learning to lead in the face of doubt and societal pressures, a skill essential for his future ministry. College and spiritual awakening. After high school, Rick enrolled at California Baptist University in Riverside, earning a Bachelor of Arts. College deepened his faith and clarified his calling. A pivotal moment came in November 1973 when, with a friend, he traveled over 350 miles to hear Pastor W.A. Criswell speak. After the sermon, Criswell unexpectedly prayed over Rick, telling him he was destined to make a difference for God. This encounter provided confirmation of his purpose and strengthened his resolve to follow a path of spiritual leadership. College became a time of growth, mentorship, and vision setting, preparing him for the challenges of ministry. During these years, Rick cultivated both discipline and vision. Academic learning was paired with practical ministry experiences as he engaged with fellow students and community members. He realized that faith needed to be accessible, practical, and transformative. Rather than focusing solely on theological theory, he sought ways to apply his beliefs in everyday life, developing strategies to connect with people who felt alienated or overlooked by traditional religious institutions. This holistic approach would later define the purpose-driven model, bridging the gap between scripture and modern life. Seminary and professional formation. Rick Warren continued his academic and spiritual training at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, earning a Master of Divinity in 1979 and later a Doctor of Ministry from Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena. While many seminary graduates sought positions in established churches, Rick felt a distinct calling to build something new. A church not just for believers, but for those disillusioned with religion or searching for meaning. This vision distinguished him from peers and highlighted his innovative thinking. Academic rigor provided him with theological grounding, while his personal insight shaped a practical approach to ministry. His seminary years also reinforced the importance of service and community building. Rick observed how conventional churches often struggled to engage people meaningfully and became determined to offer a different model, one centered on purpose, accessibility, and holistic care. These experiences solidified the principles that would later underpin Saddleback Church: empathy, inclusivity, and practical teaching. By the time he graduated, Rick was ready not only to lead, but to create an institution capable of transforming lives, blending spiritual guidance with actionable strategies for growth and well-being. Founding Saddleback Church. In 1980, Rick and his wife Kay moved to Orange County, California, with no money, no building, and no congregation. Their only assets were faith and a vision. They began by knocking on doors and asking, "Why don't you go to church?" The answers revealed dissatisfaction with conventional religious spaces. People felt unwelcome, uninterested, or disconnected. These responses became the blueprint for a new type of church, one focused on relevance, compassion, and purpose. Their first service, held on Easter Sunday in a high school theater, drew 205 attendees, many of them first-time churchgoers. This moment marked the birth of Saddleback Church, not merely as a religious institution, but as a movement. Rick's message, A Daring Faith, was both inspirational and practical, setting a tone of authenticity and accessibility. The early days were challenging, with volunteers setting up and dismantling services in temporary spaces weekly. Yet these challenges reinforced the church's values: perseverance, teamwork, and trust in a higher purpose. The foundation laid in these humble beginnings became a model for future expansion and demonstrated that genuine connection and vision could attract and retain a congregation, even without grandeur or resources. Growth and expansion. Saddleback Church grew rapidly in the 1980s, attracting hundreds each week with Rick's conversational sermons and practical wisdom. The church emphasized honesty, community, and purpose, reaching those often ignored by traditional churches. Its growth was fueled not by spectacle, but by authenticity, a principle that distinguished Rick's ministry. Volunteers and staff worked tirelessly to create meaningful experiences, often sacrificing personal comfort and convenience to ensure the congregation felt welcomed and valued. This dedication created a sense of belonging and trust that became central to Saddleback's identity. By 1993, after more than a decade of moving between temporary spaces, Saddleback built its first permanent worship center in Lake Forest, California. This milestone represented endurance, faith, and the power of shared vision rather than just infrastructure. The church's growth continued alongside the publication of Rick's first influential book, The Purpose-Driven Church, which outlined principles for building healthy congregations. These years cemented Rick's reputation as a transformative leader, capable of combining strategic thinking with heartfelt pastoral care, and set the stage for his global impact. The Purpose-Driven Church. Published in 1995, The Purpose-Driven Church distilled Rick Warren's insights into practical guidance for pastors and leaders. The book emphasized 5 purposes: worship, fellowship, discipleship, ministry, and mission as pillars for sustainable church growth. Its message was simple, yet revolutionary. A congregation thrives when it focuses on these core functions rather than on size or status. The book became a blueprint for thousands of churches globally, demonstrating the scalability of Rick's vision and the applicability of purpose-driven leadership beyond his own congregation. The success of this book showcased Rick's ability to communicate complex ideas in an accessible, actionable way. It also highlighted his commitment to empowering others rather than simply growing his own platform. By sharing his methods and philosophy, he extended his influence to countless leaders, congregations, and communities. The principles emphasized in this work reflected Rick's broader approach to life and ministry: focus on purpose, serve others faithfully, and maintain integrity regardless of recognition or fame. The Purpose-Driven Life. In 2002, Rick Warren published The Purpose-Driven Life, aimed at ordinary individuals seeking meaning and direction. Structured as a 40-day spiritual journey, the book offered reflections, prayers, and lessons for daily living. Its simple, relatable message resonated globally, selling over 1 million copies within months and surpassing 50 million by 2020 in 85 languages. The book became a life-changing guide for people across professions and cultures, from athletes like Michael Phelps to political leaders, illustrating the universal appeal of Rick's teachings. This book represented a culmination of decades of insight, empathy, and pastoral experience. Its emphasis on practical application over doctrine allowed readers to engage deeply with their own faith, regardless of prior knowledge or affiliation. Rick's approach emphasized that spirituality is not abstract but deeply connected to everyday choices, relationships, and personal growth. The global impact of the book reinforced his status as a visionary, capable of shaping individual lives and communities simultaneously, blending timeless spiritual principles with contemporary relevance. Commitment and generosity. Despite financial success, Rick remained remarkably humble. He stopped accepting his church salary, returned 25 years of paychecks, and committed to giving away 90% of his income. He lived modestly with Kay in their longtime home. This authenticity contrasted sharply with other religious figures known for luxury, enhancing his credibility and moral authority. Rick's financial choices reflected the principle that leadership is measured by integrity, generosity, and service rather than material accumulation. His example emphasized that true influence arises from aligning values with actions. By practicing reverse tithing, Rick modeled the integration of faith and daily life, demonstrating that financial stewardship can be a form of ministry. His modest lifestyle and transparent leadership built trust within the congregation and beyond, illustrating that leadership grounded in humility, service, and empathy can achieve far-reaching impact. These choices reinforce the broader philosophy of his ministry. Purpose, integrity, and care for others matter more than personal gain or status. Family, challenges, and resilience. Rick and Kay Warren's marriage has been a testament to resilience and partnership. From the early years, they faced obstacles that could have tested any couple: financial strain, emotional challenges, and personal histories marked by hardship. They didn't approach these difficulties alone. Instead, they relied on faith, prayer, and counseling to navigate tough seasons together. These strategies didn't just help them survive, they helped them grow as a couple. The Warren marriage became a model of how shared values, open communication, and unwavering commitment can carry a family through life's most difficult moments. They built a relationship grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and a deep sense of purpose where both partners could be honest about struggles without fear of judgment. Over decades, Rick and Kay cultivated an environment where their love was a source of stability not only for themselves but for their children. They taught that partnerships thrive not in perfection, but in persistence, in showing up for one another through challenges big and small. Their marriage also reflected the reality that life is rarely smooth, and strength is not the absence of difficulties, but the ability to navigate them together. This foundation would later be tested in ways that no planning or preparation could have anticipated, revealing the depth of their resilience. The tragic loss of Matthew. In April 2013, the Warrens faced a heart-wrenching tragedy: the loss of their youngest son, Matthew. From childhood, Matthew had struggled with mental health challenges, including depression. Despite the best medical care, therapeutic interventions, and spiritual guidance, he continued to face emotional pain that weighed heavily on his family. At 27, Matthew took his own life, leaving an enormous void in the lives of Rick, Kay, and the entire family. The shock and grief were profound. For parents, losing a child is an unimaginable sorrow, and Rick and Kay's pain was compounded by the public nature of their lives. Matthew's death tested their faith, emotional strength, and the composure they had cultivated over years of ministry. Even as global leaders, they were forced to confront one of life's most private and devastating moments. The loss revealed that no amount of influence, resources, or knowledge can shield anyone from grief. It was a reminder that vulnerability is universal, regardless of status or spiritual stature. Yet, even in this profound darkness, Rick and Kay demonstrated the power of facing pain openly, refusing to retreat into isolation or secrecy. Advocacy and outreach. Following Matthew's death, Rick and Kay focused on mental health advocacy. They partnered with therapists, medical professionals, and ministries to create awareness and resources for individuals and families. Their message emphasized that faith and mental health are complementary rather than contradictory. Churches could be safe places for honest conversations about pain, illness, and emotional struggle. Thousands of families reached out to express gratitude, illustrating the tangible impact of their advocacy. This work highlighted Rick's holistic approach to ministry. He recognized that spiritual well-being is inseparable from emotional and mental health. By leveraging his platform and credibility, Rick expanded the reach of his ministry beyond Sunday services, impacting public understanding of mental health. His personal experience gave authenticity to the message, fostering trust and empathy in ways abstract teaching could not. The advocacy demonstrated that leadership grounded in lived experience can create systemic change and alleviate suffering on a large scale. Health challenges and retirement. In 2021, Rick revealed he was battling multiple severe health conditions, including spinalis, a neurological disorder causing muscle spasms, a brain disorder impacting adrenaline processing, and an autoimmune disease causing chronic inflammation. These conditions made preaching physically impossible and forced him to retire as senior pastor of Saddleback Church after 41 years. He entrusted leadership to Andy Wood and Stacy Wood while continuing global outreach and mentorship. Despite these challenges, Rick approached retirement with faith and perspective. His decision reflected awareness of personal limits and a commitment to the church's long-term well-being. Transitioning to a mentoring and advocacy role allowed him to continue influencing lives without compromising health. His experience underscores that even leaders must recognize vulnerability and that stepping aside when necessary can be an act of wisdom and service. Rick's continued influence through mentorship and global initiatives demonstrates the lasting power of vision, integrity, and purpose. Legacy and global influence. Rick Warren's impact extends far beyond Saddleback Church. The purpose-driven model, mental health advocacy, peace plan initiatives, and HIV/AIDS programs have transformed countless lives globally. His teachings emphasize purpose, resilience, and community, guiding individuals and leaders alike. Even in retirement, Rick remains a moral compass and mentor, demonstrating that influence is not defined by position but by vision, consistency, and compassion. His story embodies the human experience, triumphs and setbacks, faith and doubt, grief and hope. Rick's life illustrates that leadership is as much about empathy and service as about knowledge and charisma. By integrating spiritual guidance with practical life lessons, he has created a lasting framework for meaningful living. His influence continues to ripple across continents, showing that genuine care, rooted in purpose and authenticity, can inspire profound transformation. Reflection and purpose. Rick Warren's life teaches that faith does not shield one from suffering. It provides the strength to endure, learn, and serve despite it. From early lessons in Ukiah to global recognition, personal tragedy, and physical decline, his journey underscores resilience, authenticity, and empathy. Even when faced with loss and illness, he continued to lead, mentor, and advocate, turning personal pain into collective growth. His story reminds us that purpose is discovered not through perfection, but through perseverance, love, and willingness to act in service of others. Conclusion. Rick Warren's journey from a small-town boy to a global spiritual leader exemplifies vision, perseverance, and the power of lived faith. Through personal loss, health struggles, and the pressures of leadership, he has modeled courage, compassion, and purpose-driven living. His work, whether through Saddleback Church, best-selling books, or advocacy, demonstrates that even in suffering, life can have profound meaning. Rick Warren's story inspires reflection on resilience, empathy, and the transformative power of faith, illustrating that the truest impact arises from service, humility, and unwavering commitment to purpose.